I haven't played Mystic Messenger, I think, since the beginning of high school, and that was around like 4-ish years now. But what made me want to like pick it back up was I just keep seeing all of these videos come on my TikTok, but also my like YouTube recommendations about it from all these really cool creators, and I'm like, bro, is there like some type of renaissance happening? Like, what's going on? I think Mystic Messenger is making a comeback. I don't know. But for the past week, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna like re-download it on my phone, and I'm just gonna commit. I'm gonna play it one more round. Let's go. One final hurrah. If you don't know what Mystic Messenger is, I'm about to give you a really quick crash course about the plot and its characters. I made a little of a slideshow, so I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, so here's my title screen. What is Mystic Messenger and why is it cursed? We're gonna get into that. Alright, let's proceed. Let's get into this. So, basically, okay, there's a video here, but we're not gonna watch it because I don't want to get copyrighted, so actually we're gonna skip this. Oh, wait, no, don't play, please. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're good. So this is basically a super long introduction to what is Mystic Messenger and its plot, and basically what it tells you in the prologue of the game.
The highlights here are Mystic Messenger is a mobile gaming game app that came out July 8th, 2016. In the game, you play as yourself, similar to our chat room filled with members of the RFA, Rika's Fundraising Association, after being led to an apartment by a username called Unknown.
You also, for some reason, are living in this dead girl's apartment. Dead girl, in quotation marks, by the way. Now that we got those details out of the way, let's move on to the characters, which is my favorite part of this whole game. So let's start with MC, who's the player / you / the main character. So we got our protagonist / the character you play, the most popular MC choice, used a lot in fan art for the game. No eyes. She just doesn't have any eyes. A little dumb for the sake of the game. Cute. I like her design. Next we have Rika. I forgot what her last name is, so she's just Rika. She's the founder of the RFA. V's fiance, Yusung's older cousin, is dead, ? Dealt with a lot of religious trauma at a young age. This will be important. Just remember this. Goddess, look at her. I know the Mystic Messenger fandom hates her, but like, look at her. She's so pretty. Prettiest character in the game, in my opinion. Next is Yusung Kim. He's the youngest in the RFA. He's a sophomore in college. He has a gaming addiction, and he's Rika's younger cousin. And he was like Rika's biggest fan, and so when she died, he dyed his hair blonde in remembrance of her. He's actually a brunette, I think. He hates V. He hates V, and he wishes he was Zen. Added by Zen. This is just something I added in these slides. You'll see a running joke of added by so-and-so character in the rest of these slides, so just go with it. It made me laugh while doing it. Speaking of Zen, he's next in the slides. This is Zen. He's a semi-famous musical actor. Don't get mad at me that I call him semi-famous. That's what Wikipedia said, so I'm putting it down. A little narcissistic. The little added by Zen himself. Allergic to cats. A flirt to MC, but is brotherly protective if you go down other routes that aren't his. So, like, if you go down Yusung's route, he'll back off and be like, okay, but I'm still gonna be protective of you. He's one of my favorite characters, actually, in the game because of that. He, like, still genuinely cares about you, even if you don't, like, choose him. I just think that's really sweet. Has psychic dreams through the game that affect the rest of the story's characters. I don't know why they added this. Like, I genuinely don't understand why this is a thing, but he has psychic dreams. And he just has them, and then there's never any explanation for it. He heals quickly. That's important to his character. He just, like, is able to heal really fast, and, like, hates Jumin. He just hates that man, and that's all about Zen. Next is Jae-hee Kong. Jumin's assistant, girl boss, love her. Doesn't hate her job, but her job hates her. She's a huge fan of Zen and his work. She leads a fan club about him. They mention it, like, briefly, I think, a few times throughout the game that she has a fan club, or she's part of one, but I'm pretty sure she, like, leads one. I'm not sure. She's often in charge of taking care of Jumin's cat, Elizabeth III, when he goes away on business trips, so she's kind of just stuck with that. She has a black belt, and wants to open a coffee shop. I didn't put this down, but free her. Free Jae-hee Kong from Jumin Han, please and thank you, amen. Next is the big man himself, Jumin Han, the CEO of CNR International. Sometimes they say he's the CEO in line, and then sometimes they say he's the CEO. They go back and forth, but I'm just gonna say he's the CEO. He has a cat named Elizabeth III that Rika gave to him to feel less lonely, and V is his best friend from childhood, has a complicated relationship with his father, is rumored to be gay in gossip articles, is not gay, added by Juman. Silver Spoon Cat Freak, added by Zen. Heyitsnan, added by Juman. Can you tell I've had fun doing the added by bit through this whole thing? Next is 707/Say Young. He's a secret agent / hacker for an underground company. He has a thing for card. He is a meme lord. He loves Juman's cat, Elizabeth III, or Ellie as he calls her. In every route, no matter what route you go down, he loves you still, and it's really depressing. He has a twin brother, but they are not in contact. Keep that in mind. Honey Buddha chips and Dr. Pepper are the only thing he will eat half the time. And stay away from me, I'm dangerous. Okay, so next is V. He is the co-founder of the RFA. He was Rika's fiance before she passed away too. He's a photographer, Juman's best friend since childhood. Some would even say his only friend. Zen goes through it in like every single route. No matter route you take, he will go through some type of trauma. If there is one thing this game will always promise you, no matter what route you go down, it's that 7 will always love you and that V will always get hurt. There's no in between. He's going blind slowly, and he likes to put all the burden on himself to protect the other RFA members, which is like really wholesome in a way, but also it like ruins every single plan when something goes wrong and everybody's like, well, let's help you, and V's like, I can't. He's just being annoying. Gotta add this under every single person's slide. Needs to go to therapy. Last but not least is Saron Choi, aka 707's twin brother, aka also unknown / Ray / himself Saron. He has multiple personalities. I don't know if that's ever confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that's what like he has in the game. Is part of a cult in the woods. I will not expand on that for right now. Is going through it. Just straight up is going through it, just like V. Is the reason for MC going to the apartment in the first place, and a menace. This is everything we know about him face value wise, because he is really mysterious and is very low-key about like everything. Alright, now that we got all the introductions out of the way, let's get into this. I played this game for an entire week again after 4 years, and it did not disappoint. I was looking for a good time, and I got a good time. It was so funny. It got so ridiculous at some parts. I was cackling. I gotta tell you. So I chose Deep Route because I wanted to kind of get into more depth of the story if I was gonna do this video. So I was like, you know what, let's just do Deep Route. And I landed on 707's route after 5 days of playing. The first 5 days are kind of like dedicated to you just becoming like getting to know the characters and like getting a feel of which one you kind of want to go down and like which one to really put energy towards. So like the first 5 days are all fun and all goofy, and like 707's really fun and goofy because he's like the big meme lord of the chat. But I want to say once I was like confirmed on his route, everything switched, everything flipped, everything changed. That man didn't want nothing to do with me no more, and I was like, what is happening? And then this isn't the first time I've played his route. Like I played his route years ago when I was in like middle school. It was one of the first ones I played, and so I was like expecting it, and I was like, okay, I know this is gonna happen. I'll just like make fun of it, like haha, whatever, he's pushing me away. But I didn't like, I actually was genuinely hurt. I was like, I didn't remember how like mean he actually got to you for like a few days, because he's trying to like push you away, because the whole I'm dangerous, like stay away from me type of thing, like that's him. So basically in this route, after you get on 7's route, like day 5 or day 6, it is confirmed that there is a bomb in your apartment, Rika's apartment, that you've been staying in for 5 days. Your character's just been sleeping right next to a bomb the whole time. The bomb being titled a special security system that supposedly Rika put in before she died by 7, so only 7 knows about it. None of the rest of the RFA members know there's a bomb in that apartment. 7 claims that Rika did this to like protect some like really important information about like some of the party guests that they would invite to the RFA parties, but also like what could be so much, like, so much, like, that we had to protect with a bomb. Like, why would that make any sense to you at the time? Basically, Unknown / Saron, the guy I was telling you about earlier, aka 707's twin, hacks the special security system with your character inside the apartment. So basically saying, if you leave the apartment will explode. I remember I was doing this, like, this chat room when they were explaining all of this after I got off of work. I was so tired. I was like, I can't, what is happening? Basically, Seven has to come through to the apartment because he's the only one who knows the address, because apparently for some reason no one else knew what Rika's apartment address was. I don't understand that plot hole, but whatever. Comes through, and he basically comes in and, like, stops the special security system, but he has to stay there for a few days to help, like, fix the special security system. So it's like he's around in the apartment, but he's, like, refusing to talk to you because he doesn't like, he's pretending he doesn't like you because he doesn't want to like you more. So he just keeps being rude to you, like, every single time you talk to him. And so the chat rooms are just really depressing. Like, at one point, I really thought I was about to get a bad ending because of how, like, bad it got. I was like, did I do something? Like, I was so confused. And I was getting all the hearts for him when I would click on answers. And so I was like, okay, I think I'm doing it right. But why is it, like, getting worse? During all of this, while Seven's trying to fix a special security system, the other characters are freaking out because there's a bomb, like, in the apartment that you're staying in, and they don't know where you are, so they can't, like, do anything about it. But also, you're just sitting there doing, like, the emo part of, like, collecting party guests the whole time, like, nothing's wrong, nothing is wrong. So that's happening for a few days in the route, and that part kind of drags on for a bit. I want to say, like, it's 4 solid days that Seven just kind of is like, I'm not talking to you. Or it's like 2, 3, I don't know. He's just like, I ain't feeling you no more. Bye. But if you make the right choices, he'll apologize, and then he'll just realize, you know, he was just worried about your safety and he was trying to push you away. And so you'll make up, and then he'll track down the unknown guy that caused all of this mess, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go on a mission, I'm gonna track this guy down, and I'm gonna see what happens. And you ask if you can go with him, and he says yes. So you go on this secret mission with Seven, but sadly, if you go on this secret mission with him, you have to miss the RFA party that this whole game has been leading up to, and that all you've been doing is sending emails the whole time while he was working on the special security system. So you have to miss it. And that part makes me so angry. I forgot that we have to miss that. And I was like, no, this is like the only route that we have to miss the RFA party on. It's so sad. I'm like, no! But you go on the mission with him anyway, and he confronts Unknown, and then in the middle of the confrontation, he realizes that it's his actual twin brother that he's been missing for, like, years. But Seven's like, I need to find my twin brother, like, will you come with me? I want to rescue him. And if you say yes, and, like, everything goes well, you get the good ending, and that's what I got. Seven would be bearing his heart to me at, like, 3 a.m., and then I would click max speed, and I would just lay there until it stopped, and I'd peek out my eye, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta click an answer. Half asleep, click it, and then I keep going. In conclusion, I had a great time. I wanted a good time, and I got it, and I'm so happy. I went through an emotional roller coaster, and let me say something. Once the freaking, like, story ends, and it just, like, resets you immediately, you kind of feel a little like, everything's different now, I'm sad. You just spent 11 real life days with these characters in this mindset, in this route, and you watched one of your characters grow, like, heavily as a person, and then that just gets reset in an instant. It's so, like, oh, you don't know that your brother is actually, like, in a cult still? You're not going after your brother anymore? You're not, like, all chill anymore? Yusung still hates me. V still, like, is still just not in contact. We still think Rika's dead. Like, everything just whoosh, right out the window. Everything we just earned, whoosh, start over. In conclusion, I think Mystic Messenger as a whole is a very unique game and a very interesting way of making an Ultimate game, and I think that's why I was drawn to it in the first place. I don't think anything could ever like really replicate it the way it worked, so that's why I think it just works so well and why it caught so many people's attention. And not just because of like the romance aspect of it, because to be honest with you, the story aspect and the characters is what makes it so interesting in my opinion. On the surface, every character in Mystic Messenger could be seen as just like a trope or a stereotype of some kind, like Ultimate games do to like characterize characters. But for Mystic Messenger, it really, even though there's multiple routes you can go down, there's this giant, huge, overlapping story that is the real main focus of the game, and it matters what route you go down is how much of that information you will get and how much of that true story you will see throughout your route. But anyways, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 experience, a roller coaster of emotions, and it left me emotionally damaged and emotionally scarred, just like I like my gaming experiences.